Hello everyone, my name is Harya Muhammad Wijaya. I am a student in the Department of Chemical Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, 11 Maret University. Here, I'm about to talk about the law enforcement in Indonesia. So, how is the law enforcement in Indonesia going? To many people, it is not good. And in my opinion, it is not good as well. Why? Because the law enforcement in Indonesia is sharp downwards and blunt upwards. There are two groups, the people with money and power, and the second group, the small people and ordinary people. The first group, the people with money and power, they would have lenient consequences when they do crime, even for a big crime. Whereas the second group, they would face the dreadful consequences when they do crime, even though the crime is not as big as the. Recently, there was the case of Tin's trading system corruption case with estimated potential loss of 300 trillion rupiahs. We have not seen the conclusion yet, but sometime we will see and we will be the judge. And before, there was the corruption case of Base Transceiver Station involving the former Minister of Communication and Information, JGP, with a value of 8 trillion rupiahs. JGP was charged 15 years in prison and 17.8 billion rupiahs in restitution. Was charged with 18 years in prison and a fine of 1 billion and 5 billion in restitution. YS accused with 6 years in prison and fine of 250 million rupiahs and 399 in restitution. And before, for small people, there was the case of R from Kendal in 2012, thievery of a woodlot. He were accused with 10 years in prison, and then the case of a kid, AAL, from Palu, thievery of a flip-flop with a value of 30,000 rupiah. The kid was charged with 5 years in prison. We see that the crime done by the small people fails in comparison with the money and the power people, but the charges they are not far different. This may be caused because the practice of law by law enforcers are easily influenced with money and power behind the stage, so that the people with money and power can ask for more lenient charges or even exempt from accusations. It can also be caused by the practice of formal law without respect to the substantial justice. The law enforcers are unable to enforce the law for justice and best practice. Instead, they only serve as the deliverer or as a mouthpiece of the textual law. Ideally, the practice of procedural law and substantive justice is to be done in parallel. The law enforcers would do the case and see the real condition of the case being held. Seeing the substance will make people know whether the decision is make sense or not. Practicing procedural law with respect to the substantive justice will lead to perfect justice. The conclusion: the law enforcement in Indonesia is not good because it is sharp downwards but blunt upwards. It is caused, among others, by the influence of money and power on the law enforcers and the practice of only serving the law as it is written without considering the substance of the problem, leading to injustice and inability to do best practice. A bit of suggestion: there should be a restructurization in the textual law so that it would consider the substance of the problem much more. My name is Harya Muhammad Wijaya. Thank you.